What's going on, people? Your boys are back. Another week. We got our man Z over there enjoying the elements in Buffalo.
We
Right,
out here in the sauna.
right. 80 plus degrees here in Western New York. So we enjoying it. I'm in my own element at home, but I'm not too far away from the sunlight. We got our back patio set up for success for the next 4 months. But yeah, it's a great time to be preparing yourself if you are for the summer. Obviously, there's a bunch of different stuff going on. We got the outdoor life, patio life at the restaurants are opening back up here in Buffalo, right?
Big patio season.
Now, I mean, we just finished Memorial Day weekend, so hopefully all of y'all out there enjoyed y'all Memorial Day weekend. Um, yeah,
Speaking of that real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
honestly, I think Memorial Day might be top tier holiday wise when it comes just to the vibes.
Yeah,
At least here, beginning of the summer, weather finally start to break.
it
I
definitely
don't know,
is.
man. I might put that holiday above almost any other when it comes to that.
Well, right. When it comes to that, I was about to say I still can't put it up against the family.
Yeah, not against
So
like the Christmas and
yeah, not against
Thanksgiving,
like
but when it comes to that, when it comes to them summer vibes, yeah,
yeah,
Memorial
because
Day where it's at.
what we mainly celebrate in the summer, we get Memorial Day, we get July 4th, and then we get Labor Day to end the summer. And I would agree, Memorial Day got to be right there because that is a perfect, beach slash back patio slash front patio slash you still got your sports in play. That's what I do enjoy about Memorial Day weekend as well.
Hmm.
But even if a game or games don't fall on Memorial Day,
Yeah, but it's playoff season.
it's normally playoff season for hockey, basketball. Obviously we got the Bandits rolling around like we discussed the last time. So it's definitely a good mixture. And you're almost, in places in the Northeast like us, we're kicking in that door
Yeah,
to
beginning of
summer.
that summer, baby.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the motherfuckers living in Florida and Texas,
yeah, they've been there, but
you
for
know what I
us,
mean?
this is the start.
Yeah, for
This
and for,
is that we outside season.
right, and then for us here, we also are enjoying our hottest stretch, right? Because for those who don't know, in Buffalo, we had a very, very, dramatic winter. I'll just say dramatic because it wasn't like it was consistently bad. It was just dramatic. So
Yeah, that's I give you that. That's accurate.
yeah, you know what I mean? So off of the dramatic, winter we
Real,
had,
real toxic.
right, toxic as hell. So we are finally getting that consistent batch, and I know it's gonna go down a few degrees, in the next 5-7 days, but we started to finally get that 84, that 85, that 82,
Mm-hmm.
79, and I like it. I'm a shorts kind of guy. I know some people prefer to wear sweats and pants and jeans. I really hate jeans now that I'm over 30. Like I'll
Bro, I put
jeans
on
if I
jeans
have
once
to.
a month.
Yeah,
Bro,
same here. You know what I
it's
mean?
the worst, man.
It's just not comfortable no more. Like I just I don't know. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just a
It
fashion thing.
might be.
I think it's a combination, but I've just grown to the point where if it ain't sweats, athletic type of pants, I prefer shorts. Even when I'm in the house, I'm keeping my shorts on, throwing my basketball shorts, pajama shorts. You know what I mean? I know they joke around now and call it hoochie daddy shorts, but you keep a couple of the ones above the knees,
Hey,
and we call it a day. We call it a day, man. Cause I like I said, I love to embrace the sunlight, roll the window down, bump your favorite early 2000s playlist, or maybe go up above the
this is
2000s.
this is prime season for the mid 2000 playlist. 100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Throw on your Why Don't We Fall in Love or your
Wow, not to Anne Marie.
listen, man.
Ah,
Because back
not
back
to
then,
Anne
15,
Marie.
20 years ago, when that came on BET, you knew to turn it up, open your blinds, and be like,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun. It was a
Out
lot.
there singing at the top of your lungs.
Why don't we? That was the perfect. Every time I see that on my Twitter timeline, I just be having to let it play for like 12 seconds because
Oh
that
yeah, you got to.
that was the perfect They saying which team has the best offense in the NFL this season, and one team said Dolphins, the other team said Bills. So it's good to see while we recorded. But yeah. So outside of that, man, everybody doing good on your end. I know I normally talk to you before we record, but baby Z good, the whole family good, wifey, everybody
Yeah,
straight.
it's all well. We had a bit of a health scare here, but everybody's good now. So I'm thankful.
Bouncing back, right? That just reminded me I gotta take my vitamins today, so I'm glad you said that.
yeah,
Gotta take my vitamins. I got my water somewhere around here. Yep, got my water over here. I'm gonna switch that over. You know what I mean? I was drinking a little more
that's
soda.
listen. As hot as it is right now, you got to keep that H2O flowing.
Listen, man, whatever y'all like to drink, drink it because it's a perfect time of the year to set new water goals. You know, get your gallon in, get your half gallon in, or even if you got to do something else, you know, Gatorade or whatever, stay hydrated. That's the number one thing. You know, we talked about enjoying this weather, but one of the bigger things I'll say do is stay hydrated. But yeah, so anyway, now that we are officially going past May, we're going into June, which means we're a couple weeks away from mandatory camp. We know OTAs are great because we get to see the players in helmets, right? We get to see some of our rookies. But before I do say that, I forgot to mention this. Because we did touch on this last week, you know, with the other sports. So shout out to the Bandits, number one. Buffalo Bandits looking to lock in that championship, you know, in
Yeah,
lacrosse.
game 3 coming up on Saturday, so they can lock it down for the first time since '08.
Right. Game
So they
three.
playing at home. That'll be good. I know
So
that
shout
arena gonna be rocking.
gonna be rocking, and it's supposed to be good weather this weekend. So shout out to the Buffalo Bandits, and also NBA wise, because I know we've been locked in, and also hockey too. I don't want to skip over hockey. Jack Eichel versus Reinhardt, two former Sabres going at each other in the Stanley Cup Finals. And you know me, I'm not a big hockey person, but I do follow sports headlines enough to know what's going on. So your man Jack Eichel could get a what's the name? So Sabres fans,
Yeah, man. I mean, it's whatever.
right?
I don't wish the man no ill will. If he go out and win it, he go out and win it. It's all good.
That's how I am.
It ain't work out here, so I mean, he kind of
Right,
went out like a little bitch, but it's whatever.
hey, but you know, what I
He was
mean,
just in his feelings though, so I get it. I'd have
and
been hurt too if the team turned on me. So it's all good, though.
right, it is what it is. But to go to my favorite sport, as most know, basketball. Um, any predictions you got coming up for the finals? Because as I know, it's been 2 weeks since we recorded, so to speed up those who haven't been paying attention, we got the Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. Miami Heat,
Sweet,
Miami Heat is
sweet,
the eighth seed. Nuggets the number one seed. We
bro.
already
Miami not gonna get one win, dog.
we hear Cyrus already. You know, going with the 4-0 Heat. I mean 4-0
It's
4-0 Denver.
it's oh yeah. I just they have no one to even put in the way of Jokic. I mean, Bam is not your traditional 5 at all.
Yeah,
He's a good hustle guy. He's a good glue guy for the team, but he's gonna. It's nothing he can do to stop that train, and
that mismatch is probably
it's it's
that
too much to overcome.
that's tough.
And if Jimmy Butler gonna keep dropping 15, 20 a game, that ain't gonna be enough to do it. Like,
Nah,
granted, their role players been stepping up a little bit, but if Jimmy's not dropping 45,
yeah.
they don't have the horses.
Yeah, I'll say for me, I mean, we got your prediction as Nuggets in 4. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm sticking with. I mean, they may get a gentleman's sweep and get one game, but even then, I just don't. I logically just don't see how Miami can stop that combo of Jokic and Murray.
So realistically, I'm saying Nuggets in 5. My heart and what I want to see happen is the Heat in 7. The reason is because if it ends quick and if we get total domination by Denver, even though their fans will love it, and you know, shout out to the Joker and Jamal Murray. All right, cool. You know, the paper says that the Nuggets should very much have their way.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why kind of with my heart I want to see Heat, you know, win it in 7 is because Number one, I love the underdog story, right? You know what I mean? I'm a big underdog type of person. East Coast team still. I mean, even though they really down south, but representing for the East Coast, a team that beat my Knicks in six. And I'm a big Jimmy Jimmy Butler fan. Like, I don't got him in my top five list. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I got him there with LeBron, Carmelo, and those guys, but I respect the way he plays the game. And when I
Hmm.
say that, it's because he's not your traditional superstar, right? He came in as really a hustle, do it all kind of guy.
A guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he ended up being, I think he was late first round, but like he was a
Yeah, he
guy.
was still a first round pick, but he was
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah, he was a guy from Marquette, which I watched a lot of Marquette in that time period because Lazar Hayward, Buffalo native, was playing with Jimmy for a season or two, I think. And Marquette had a good college team during that time period. The
Yeah,
Big East was still the
alive.
yeah, it was still alive. I even remember when Mizzou was playing dude from the Boston coach. I remember when he was playing with West Virginia, but um I remember watching and he got drafted and I was like, whatever. But to watch his growth, year after year, to go from a player that was only averaging 8 to 9 to 15 points to 17 points to 22 points to now he's breaking like all the Heat records and points in the playoffs and like they
Hmm.
didn't have D Wade and LeBron James and Alonzo Mourning.
And
Like like
yeah,
like we're not talking about he jumped on the Clippers and just started breaking records. No, for the
or Minnesota.
right, you know what I mean. For the Miami Heat, who have a good history,
Hmm.
Pat Riley and them guys. So I'll say all that to say, a part of me wants to see the AFC pull it off. It's just looking at the math, looking at the matchups, that's tough.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I
tough.
just don't see it.
That's tough, man. That's tough, man. Because like I even gain more respect for the Joker, and we're gonna move on to football, but I don't watch many Denver games. Number one, because they on late at night,
Yeah,
and
them 11 o'clock games be killers. The ten
yeah,
thirties.
and I have no like his style of play for some people is enjoyable. For me, I'm good on watching a nigga move 3 miles per hour, throw dimes. Throw dimes though. He gonna throw his dimes, but like his game
Yeah.
is so different.
Mhm.
For me, a motherfucker that grew up on Vince Carter, Sean Kemp, you know what I mean?
He is the most boring superstar, but he is a star because his skill
Right.
set is crazy. But it's such it's not a highlight
It's not an yeah,
style.
it's
It's
not
just
an
not
exciting
exciting. It's just
right.
solid, fundamental, great
Fundamentally
passer. He's
sound,
a very
very
good
crafty.
shooter.
Yeah, very good
Yeah,
shooter,
it's
good
just
touch. I mean, like he has
it's like
all the tools. Like if you
everything you would want.
right, if you say draw me up a big man in today's game, like not in 1994, but draw me up a big man in 2023 who can be productive and make winning plays, he's that
That's
guy.
it.
He's gonna make the right pass. He gonna defend at a good enough level. He not gonna be no Dikembe Mutombo, but he gonna get his body in the lane, and you're gonna have the
He's
ultimate
sufficient.
shot. Yeah, you're gonna have to like Anthony Davis was having a great run those first 2 rounds. Then he got up against the Joker, and the Joker made Anthony Davis look. Mm, he looked okay.
Yeah,
You know
we
what I
have to
mean?
put up so much effort on the defensive end. By the time we get back on offense, it's running on fumes.
Right. So shout out to the Joker. Shout out to Jamal Murray and those guys for even, getting past the Lakers because the Lakers, it almost looked like they had the writing on the wall to get to the finals. And they did what they had to do. They took care of boys. I mean, they swept them niggas, bro. And that's hard to do. Like to sweep any
Hmm.
NBA team is hard to do, but to sweep a team led by LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I'm gonna give you your credit. And that's why I have a hard time seeing Miami winning this series because if they did that to the Lakers, what you think they're gonna do
Hmm.
with a less talented team? But
Right.
the small tidbit is that Spoelstra is a great coach. They do have role players who play with a ton of confidence. Like I felt like the Lakers role players at times, they were just playing like a little tentative at times, or like they was losing their like Miami role players, they gonna shoot regardless. Like,
You
but
think Tyler Hero coming back gonna make any difference?
I think it'll make a small difference depending on how long it really takes him to get into the flow of the game. Because you gotta remember now, this is more
Hmm.
of a he's more of a he got to get into a rhythm to have an effect on the game. You know what I mean? Like he's not your
Right.
normal bring him off the bench and no matter what, he's going to have an imprint on the game. Like Caleb Martin, shout out to him. Whether he has 9 points or 19, he can have an impact on the game because he still play defense. He's still going to normally make the right type of shot. Like he's not going to force nothing crazy. Like Caleb Martin is like the perfect role player for that team because he can have an impact no matter what. Same thing with Gabe Vincent. You know, same thing with
Hmm.
Duncan Robinson to a certain extent.
Yeah, that's that style of player.
Yeah, Strus is a little different. He's probably closer to the hero.
Yeah, Hero needs to be dropping 25. I mean, he's
Right.
not. He's just there.
He's just there. Right. So that's
Yeah.
going to be what I'm going to look for is if he is available game 3 or game 2, is, hey, if he not knocking down shots, is he still making an impact? So, but if he is knocking down shots, obviously he's one of the best shooters in the game. Off
Hmm.
catch and shoot. I
Yeah,
mean,
even if he can just be a spot shooter, it might make a difference for a little bit. Not, I don't know if
right,
it's enough to move the meter at all, but
right. But he can get you
it'll
20.
help.
Yeah, he can get you 20 in less than 20 minutes. So
Hmm.
that'd be something to keep an eye on. But really, the only chance is Jimmy averaging over 35 and Bam at least doing 20 and 8. Like at least. Like they're gonna need like super saiyan type Bam. Like I was laughing on the timeline the other day because Bam, and I know we a Bills podcast, so we're gonna get right to it in a minute. I was laughing the other day because motherfuckers was killing Bam in unison. Like Bam, and I felt like it was only because a lot of people had him in a parlay. Because I was frustrated too. I had him in 3 different joints with at least 12.
Oh man,
And a motherfucker was stuck at like 6 points going into the fourth quarter. Motherfucker, and he was missing at layups. And motherfuckers like, yo, bro, what is you doing? What is you doing? Like, what is your purpose?
yeah, he was.
But don't get me wrong. I'll give Bam this. He doesn't have to drop a lot of points to be effective. I will give
No,
Bam
that's
like he
not his impact. But if he is scoring, that team is that it operates at a different level though. When
they
he's
very
getting 15,
yep.
18 a game,
But that's
they're
really
a
all he
much
needs.
different offense.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Anytime he gets to run that 15 to 18 mark and he giving you those 8 or 9 boards, that's a
yeah,
pretty
because
good game.
the way he scored second chance buckets, if he's getting 6, 7 offensive points, offensive rebounds, and putting those back, that's that energy that's continuing to build. So like his style of game, he can really elevate that team when he's rolling. Just most energy players like that can,
He gonna need to
but he
have
gonna have to. He gonna
yeah.
have to have gangs of his life to
Yo,
to
dead
to
ass.
make this
Like
work.
he going I don't even know who to compare his game to, but he going
He's unique. He's
yeah.
unique.
Yes, he got because he's a six
But
nine big man. That's
yeah, he was someone I would love to have on my team though.
oh yeah, I'll take
Just
him on
not
the bench
against
any day.
Jokic.
Listen,
Yeah, I just
trade Julius to Miami for Bam and Duncan Robinson. I don't care. Like or Bam
Bam
and
and some
Caleb Martin.
Gatorade bottles.
Right, right. Shit, I'd take Caleb Martin at this point. But Caleb about to get the bag though. I will say that. Shout out to Caleb Martin.
Yeah,
Second best player on the Heat in
he's
that
showing up at the right time.
right. He making it be like, dude, this nigga got a twin cousin that's really playing in the league, getting minutes over him.
Right.
Like,
I mean, at one point, I think last game, I think he was like 11 for like 14 or something. I'm like, ugh,
bro, he was going
it's
off,
nasty numbers, man.
going off. So shout out to the NBA finals. Shout out to all the other sports that we got going on before this summer dwindles down and it goes strictly to baseball. But anyway, we get back to the Bills, man. OTAs, man. We in another week of OTAs. And as I said in the beginning, a couple weeks from now, we'll be getting ready for mandatory camp.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I might be next week actually,
oh, for real? It might be
if
because I
I'm not
think
mistaken.
yeah, it's either
It's either next week or the following week.
right, and I can easily look it up on my phone, but I think it's definitely late first week of June or like that beginning of the second week of June. So either
Yeah,
way,
either way, soon. Yeah.
less than 14 days. We'll just say that. Um, obviously, since we last spoke, the Hopkins stuff, of course, happened again. You know, he got officially released. Obviously our name came up again. Anything for you to move the meter? I mean, we are now obviously getting to the point where it doesn't seem like nothing will really happen because, as I've said before, he can talk about he's willing to do this and that, but it really still comes down to the money. But
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good to say I want to go to a contender, but at the end of the day, money talks. Somebody show up with that bag.
Odell Beckham,
Who gonna blame you for going to go get 20 mil if somebody offering it? Not saying that's gonna happen, but if somebody
right,
show up and say, "Listen, bro, I'll give you 3 years, 20 mil." Okay, cool, thanks.
right, or
It was
or
it, it
or a
yeah.
team straight
So
spit it out because right now Buffalo and Kansas City probably only throwing numbers at him like, yo, listen, we'll give you 1 year and we'll give you 8 to 10
yeah,
mil, and we'll spread
or
it out, signing bonus money, all that type of shit. But
yeah, or like a 3 year contract with some void years on
yeah,
there to spread out that
with some
cap
wiggle
hit.
room. But I don't even think the Bills interested in doing more than 1 year if that was a play because I think they looking at it like if Gabe go off this year, we might rather want to shift our money in that direction, pay Gabe the 15 or whatever in the future because at least that's homegrown talent that we can invest in as our number 2 receiver moving forward versus paying a 32, 33-year-old Hopkins who after this year, we don't know if he going to still have another Pro Bowl type season cuz I mean, let's be honest. Hopkins all pro seasons are most likely behind him. Now, can he play at a high level and still get you 10 touchdowns and can he get you 80 catches? Of course. But we talking about a guy that was once one of the top 3 receivers in the game. We talking
And
about guys.
I don't know though, man, because even though he didn't play the whole season last year, he was on pace. I mean, probably 13, 1,400 yards last year. And that was playing without, it's not even playing with Kyler Murray. That was playing with a second and third string QB. So, like, I mean, I still think he can have the output of DeAndre Hopkins of old. I mean, granted, he's not going to have I don't think the A plus DeAndre Hopkins seasons, but I still think he can be top 10 in the league. Like I don't think that ship has sailed from him yet. I mean, he's always had elite route running. He's always had elite hands.
Right,
It's not like he was getting by on blazing speed and pure athleticism. So like that style of receiver, I think can have a little bit longer longevity than other folks. So like I still think he can have a huge impact in the right situation. So like I'm fine with them, pulling the trigger on him if they can make the numbers work.
right.
Because again, an offense of Diggs and him and and Davis and Kincaid and Knox would all work. So I'm definitely open to that happening.
And don't get me wrong. When I say
Bell, hold it down for a second for me, Playboy.
okay, go ahead. But for me, while my man goes away for a quick second, I really think the Hopkins situation could work. I just don't think it's a long-term situation. So for me, the way I've looked at it, folks, is if we could use him for a year to help solidify our 1B option or our number 2 option, great. That way you take the pressure off of Davis having to feel like he has to have a monster year this year. Obviously, it's a contract year for Davis, but you take the pressure off of Davis by bringing in a guy like Hopkins. Maybe he's naturally better as a third option, or that maybe he's better just moving around like he kind of did his first couple of years. But Hopkins for me is really just a luxury. Like I said, it's a nice name. It's a guy who has had some all pro seasons under his belt. He done had some Pro Bowls under his belt. So any Bills fan to be lying to you if they really said they wouldn't be excited if he did sign a 1 year or a 2 year deal. But I think realistically, we know where that's going. I think realistically, I can see him, possibly Baltimore. I don't know. Baltimore would kind of be loaded if they did that, but I can even see a team like Cleveland, sneak up in the conversation, which I've already heard they've kind of snuck up lately just because of the whole Deshaun Watson connection and the years that they had together doing good things in Houston. So we gonna have to monitor that situation. I know now that we are going to bi-weekly episodes every other week until training camp starts. shoot, by the time we record in a couple weeks, he may have already chose a team or he may have already signed, and maybe it's us. And maybe we might have to do a quick might have to do a quick pop-up episode on live and just discuss the news because that would be big. You know, it would be big to get another all-pro receiver on his team. It would be big to add another piece for Josh Allen. But speaking of Josh Allen, I will say with some of the clips I have seen, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, Josh does look good. Josh is, you know, he's not a rookie no more. He's not a young quarterback per se no more. He's really kind of entering his prime right now. But Josh is looking good, throwing the ball around. I just switched it over. Welcome back, Z.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. So I started getting into what we're seeing from some of the clips. You know, Josh is no longer the guy that we got to watch every single throw in these clips. But I was saying he looks good. He looks sharp. Getting the ball out quick. Obviously, there's no pressure or nothing like that. But just
Yeah,
talking the
everybody
ball
look good
around.
in shorts.
Everybody look good in shorts. But the good thing about Josh is that every summer in shorts, he looks sharp. He looks like himself, and I like the fact that, and we mentioned this a couple weeks ago, that a lot of these guys are getting those extra reps. You know what I mean? Whether it's the rookie Shorter, whether it's Sherfield, whether it's Dalton Kincaid, whether it's even the guy Deontay Hardy. So I mean, right now, all of those guys getting extra reps is going to help. Now we can sit here and still drool and still be concerned when it comes to if we're going to get Hopkins or not, but I like the fact that a lot of these guys are getting a chance to develop that relationship with Josh, develop that, you know, just chemistry all the way around. Because what's going to happen is come the season, whether there is a small and hopefully an extremely small period of time where Davis or Diggs is down, or whoever their number 3 receiver is, Shakir, if one of those guys are down, I think a lot of us will feel better if one of those other options can step up and fill the void and kind of just pick up where the other person left off. So I think that this time is still very important. Obviously, I think we said it the last time we got on here. Would love to see Diggs out there. But Diggs, since he came to Buffalo, he hasn't really been a big OTA guy, not really a volunteer practice type of individual. And you can have beef with that. But I always go back to this when it comes to a player of his caliber. Just make sure you're ready for mandatory camp. You know what I mean? Just make sure you're ready. I ain't gonna sweat you. I'm not gonna stalk your posts and try to put pieces together and put tweets together and make them make sense. I'm gonna just ask one good thing, man, and that is be there when it's time to be there, man. Don't go missing when it's mandatory camp or when we need you and Josh to get on the same page. We need to make sure that's right because honestly, I'm not the type to be worried too much about what Josh got going on in his personal life. But I will say that it will make a lot of us feel better if we see them two hugging and getting along just fine, making up if they need to make up. Because I will say some of those rumors weren't the best. They weren't the best. Oh, we got the stadium back.
Yeah, man, I forgot I was getting I was getting the yard sprayed today for insects and stuff. And dude pulled up. I was like, yeah, you can't be out here when we do this. So I forgot all about it. So my
Oh,
bad, y'all.
so you had to jump back inside the booth
Man, I'm in the garage, bro. I'm in here sweating like
in the
crazy
garage.
right
Well, we're gonna be
now.
quick
But it's
anyway.
all good.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah, we
good.
gonna make it work. So I assume y'all was talking about Diggs. I heard you
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
I caught
So
the
I
tail
was
end of
just
that.
saying, mainly, as long as we're able to get him here in a couple weeks, I'm not gonna worry about the BS. I'm not gonna worry about him getting reps because at the end of the day, be here when you're supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the smile, the handshake, whatever. Just so we can sleep a little bit better at night. Because like I said, I'm still not over. I'm not 1,000% over how the season ended. I mean, I'm over it, but I just want to make sure that they're good so that when we go into this season and we go into camp, everybody moving with a purpose and everybody is like, let's get it. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
wrong.
I really don't foresee any issues. Like I feel like it's just more overblown than anything. But anytime a star player is not there, I guess it lends itself to potentially issues. But I really don't. I think it's way more overblown than it actually is because we know when the lights come on, not even when the lights come on, when he's at practice and when mandatory OTAs come up or mandatory minicamp, he's going to be in top tier shape. He's been putting the work this whole time, so you know he's going to come ready to work. You know he's going to lead by example. You know he's going to be a good leader. So like I'm really not that concerned about it because I know who I'm getting as a person and as a player. So like the whole other stuff, I mean, from what I hear from players and stuff, Steph is just a different type of cat, and Steph going Steph. As long as he show up to practice, take care of business, show up to games, take care of business, I don't
Right.
see no issues.
And I gotta say that they really a tight group, overall. So like I'm glad that they're evil that they are even able to answer some of these questions because I feel like as a teammate, I probably hate speaking on behalf of someone else all the time. And I'd probably be like, man, why don't I ask that nigga? Like at some point I'll be like, all right, man.
100%. Yeah, like stop asking me, ask him. That's where his locker right over there, dog. Go ask Steph.
Right. So I'm honestly happy that we have a locker room the way we do because these guys do a good job. Even Josh, like they seem to ask Josh once a week. Like, everybody's getting reps, but would it feel better if Josh was there? I mean, if Stefan was there, and of course he gotta be like, I mean, absolutely. But you know what,
Well,
guys?
duh.
Yeah,
But
like
the thing is, at the end of the day, he's building a chemistry with these other receivers too. We got a bunch of new receivers this year, so this
right.
just gives him a chance to throw to some other guys, get some timing down. I mean, we got Sherfield's new, we got Hardy's new, Shorter's new, so
Got
Kincaid obviously
more reps for
two
Shaquille.
new running, yeah, two new running backs to throw those passes to. So like, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
It's gonna work itself out. And then as far as that rumor stuff I was talking about, like I'm glad to see them able to collectively get through that part of it too, like dealing with Josh's personal life because man, I've even heard some stuff that even kind of involved Leslie Frazier, which I don't believe is true, 100% true, but even he somehow got tied into the Josh mess, and that's why he's taking a year off. But I don't know if anybody can comment or let me know if that stuff is true as well, with Leslie being tied in.
I ain't even hear nothing about that.
Man, I just heard him about that. But like I said, rumors are rumors. I don't get into people's personal life, especially when it
Right.
comes to players. But hope that's not the case. But you just never know. But if that is the case, and the fact that they all seem to be focused right now is a blessing because they better than some of us. Because I know if it was distractions around my top guy, I'm gonna kind of be like, I don't know. That nigga just stop being a hoe. I don't know. But nah, he got a
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
ain't got nothing to do with me. At the end of the day, man. Like
Ain't got nothing to do with me.
we seen NBA players go through it in years past. We seen, God rest his soul, Kobe go through some stuff in the past. I told you about Carmelo before, Shaq. They didn't all went through some messy situations. And at the end of the day, as a professional, the only thing you can focus on is what you're there for. What you clocked in for a
Mm-hmm.
reason. You clock in for that reason and keep everything else on the sideline. So with that being said, going into the mandatory cap, is there anybody in particular, not to name a rookie, because the rookies are easy,
Hmm.
that you'll be keeping your eye on for once we get to that mandatory camp?
I think it's just really just watching that middle linebacker position in general to see how that continues to shake out. So, I mean, granted, we do have a rookie in there in Dorian Williams, but
Right,
I
right,
just want to see how the rest of it plays out. Because I mean, we have two relatively younger players still. I mean, Dotson, I think, is in his fourth year. So, I
right.
mean, we still got a couple younger folks there. We still got a Grizzly vet in AJ Klein. So I just kind of want to see how that plays itself out. So looking at that, I mean, Greg Rousseau, I just always want to see him in some form of action just because he just is a bit of a physical freak
He's
all in
trending in the
itself.
right direction.
Yeah, so just being able to see him and just watch him maneuver and watch him move and watch him continue to grow and watch his skill set grow. So just watching him because he's going to need a big start to the season if our boy is if he starts on pup, if he misses a couple weeks,
Right. Yeah, Greg
it's
gonna have
gonna
to
be
hold it
Rousseau
down.
leading the way. Yeah,
And even if Von is ready, he gonna still have to be the guy to
yeah.
be a
If
force.
Vaughn is somehow ready week 1, it's still gonna have to be Greg's show.
Right. Yep. Because he the young buck. You the one that got the most upside on that whole line. Like even
Yeah, because I need 100% Greg Rousseau to be better than a 75% Vaughn. I need that to happen. So even if he's still recovering, I need Greg to be all right. Cool, I got this.
Right. Yep. So I expect to Greg to be able to have his best year in his young career as a Buffalo Bill. Normally year 3 for most players in key positions, normally they blossom. So I'm expecting double-digit sacks. And I know we just talking about Camp, but I'm expecting for him to continue to show flashes. I mean, we obviously saw the offense added to the offensive line by getting the guy from Miami Dolphins, I think, the offensive tackle.
Brandon Snell.
Yeah, so I think that was a good addition just for depth. Like I'm not too concerned with if he gonna compete full time with Spencer Brown on the right side. I'm not sure, but
We'll find out because I think he started 11, 12 games last year,
yeah,
so
and they
he
said he
has
got
some
like
starting experience.
right, and they said he got like 60 plus under his belt. So again, you add in more veteran experience on that offensive line, which I always tell you, you can't take it for granted. Like we are in a league right now where the more bodies you got up front with experience, the better. Because guys gonna fall down left and right. You know, we saw it happen last year. You know, whether it's a tweak ankle or whether it's dehydration out in Miami, dude's gonna fall out. And you got to make sure you got enough, you know, guys that you can count on to step up, especially when you got a quarterback worth 200 mil. Especially when you got a quarterback worth 200 mil. It wouldn't matter if we had a scrub back there. But when your quarterback worth that much money, you better make sure your offensive line is straight. So I commend the Bills this offseason on taking care of the offensive line because now they got 10, 12 guys right now. And I know they
Yeah,
got
this is the most competition that's been on this line in a long time, and every year it's been competition.
right
But this
every year.
year,
Right.
it's. I mean, outside of Dawkins and Morse, I don't think anything is set in stone,
Right.
and it's not from lack of talent. It's just open season. Who
Open.
won it?
Who won it? That's a good way to put
Who
it.
won it?
Who won it?
Yeah,
So
because
so
I mean, McGovern has a contract that looks like he's getting paid starter
looks
money,
like
so I'm
starter
thinking
money.
he definitely is the leader in the clubhouse. But even
He
then, I
has
mean,
an
that's not
impact.
set in stone.
Yeah, but Bates and what's the name gonna probably have to battle. Bates and the rookie.
I
Um
almost said Cyrus Quanjo. It is definitely not Cyrus Quanjo.
Kwanzaa, that's a throwback.
Oh
That's
man,
a
that hurt, man.
throwback.
I thought he was gonna be something too.
That's a throwback. He was a big mom, but that's a throwback right there.
Yeah, I thought he
Might
had
as
it.
well bring up Langston Walker if you're gonna bring up throwback.
Wow, we're not even gonna talk about that.
And Dockery, I hope
Langston Walker. Who else? Yeah, not Dion
it
Dockery.
was something Dockery. I forgot what.
Derek Dockery,
Yeah, Derek Dockery. That whole offensive line. They spent a whole lot of money on that offensive line.
and that did nothing.
It did, and we know why though. It was a combination of maybe they didn't meet whatever level,
They
but
have nothing else behind them at quarterback.
yeah, you know, I mean, we always
That's really
kept
the
a good
reason.
running, yeah, we always kept a good running back / running game, but the quarterback play it wasn't consistent enough for it to even make a difference. But again, the fast forward to what we got now, it's good to see that we got a great group of 12. And like you said, let the best man win. Whatever the best 5 is, whatever the best 8 is to carry on the roster, or 9 if they go 9 people. Uh, um, shit, figure it out. Like
Mm-hmm.
as long as my man being protected and he ain't got to run for his life every other play, I'm
Right.
good. Because I want my man back to 2020 Josh when he was able to step into that pocket and just be stuck like the controller was stuck. Yeah, like
Stand
the
there.
Dallas game. Yeah. Everybody remember the Dallas game. My man stood right in the pocket, said, well,
My man, stop moving. Was like, yeah.
fine. Yeah, that's what we need. Like that probably was the best our offensive line performed as a whole was that 2020 season. Or 20, I forgot what year that was, but it was
Yeah,
one.
I think I was 2019.
It might have
That
been
was before
2019 because I'm thinking
pandemic.
about yeah. So whatever
Yeah,
year
that
that was,
was
that might have been Mitch Moore's first year with the team.
yeah, I think it was 2019 because that's when we played that Thanksgiving game.
Okay, yeah. So similar to that, I just want to see Josh get back into being comfortable in the pocket and being able to make the right decisions and live to see another day. Like, no big hits, not having, oh, I got to make this person,
You're
got to,
right. I got to shake four dudes in the backfield.
we can't live with that. Nah. But anyways, any last comments you want to make about camp or going into June? Because I know, as we say during this time of the year, it's always tough to pull strings and try to talk about the same players, while we
Yeah, I just want to see them battle it out. Like all these, so I just want to see this middle linebacker shake out. I want to see how this old line shakes out. So I want to see Allen throw the digs just because I love seeing that combination.
that's
So
all.
I'm ready to
By the
see
time
Dig. I'm not tripping that he's not there. I just want to see it just because I'm selfish and I want to see Allen throw the digs. That's it.
get a couple handshakes in,
Yeah,
like, all
I
right,
need
yeah,
that cute shit. I need that cute shit
yeah,
back.
real
I
quick.
need that
Real quick. And then
bromance.
y'all can
That's it.
right, and then y'all can go
Because the
back.
thing is, he show up, all this stuff is out the window.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like it didn't even happen. So just let y'all bromance come back in. Y'all
You,
get
and
back
you
to
know
y'all
the
cute little photo ops.
yeah, and the reporter's gonna be drooling to get him on the
Yeah,
podium. The
yeah.
first day he come back, we get stepped
Oh
in.
yeah, oh yeah. He about to be
Take
out there
that.
35 minutes that first one.
What?
But
He
yeah,
might have to cut off the joint and be like, all right, y'all, I'm done for the
all
day.
right, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just looking at that, I just want to see the secondary in action together again. Just Boyd, Hire, White, Elam, hopefully.
Elam
Like just
C.
seeing them boys move and in unison. Dane Jackson
Y'all see, I
out
knew
there.
you was gonna do that. Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that shit. Don't do that shit.
Big Dane season coming
Nah,
into
nah,
year three.
nah,
Big Dane,
we not
Pitt
doing.
alum.
We not
Yeah,
doing that.
big
Anyway,
Big Dane season.
nah, we good.
So
We
we'll
good. We
see
good.
how he fit into this starting lineup.
Taylor Rapp will be seeing the field more than Dane, hopefully. So we'll
Listen, I really do hope they throw some three safety looks out there, but
yeah.
I think they signed Rap for a reason, not just to be a pure backup to Hyde and Poyer. So I think we'll definitely see a little bit of some different looks than what we've seen in years past from this defense.
Yep, I believe that too. So man, we got a lot of good to be able to sit on for the next couple of weeks. Like you said, by the time we record again, boys gonna be putting the pad, well, not the pads on, but they will be
Close
gearing.
enough.
Yeah, they'll be gearing up for that first week of mandatory camp in June. And who knows, by then we may know the winner of the NBA finals. So you got your prediction in, I got my prediction. Like I said, I'm damn near two prediction poppy, but if I want to go out on a limb to be different from you, then I'll say Heat in 7. But obviously analytics and everything else is really looking like Nuggets.
Yeah, bro. I didn't think you need analytics to show
Yeah,
this
the
one.
eye test.
Yeah,
The eye test is saying Nuggets in 5. I might
the
give Heat.
numbers also, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I
numbers,
mean
yeah, the numbers too. That's why I said
yeah,
analytics.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's tough to sweep, but
it's tough to sweep. That's why I'm trying to give Spo 1 because I'm like, Spo, you can't lay an egg, but it would be respected because it's like, Nick, y'all done fought all the way to get the
yeah,
final. I probably don't even have enough to like game 1 might be the
yeah.
easiest
This is
to bet on. If you were better, that might be the easiest one to throw money on Denver.
yeah. So game 7, they went to game 7. I think they went to game 6 the previous series, and
Yep, game
what
6
was
against the
it
Knicks.
first round game 7 also or 7?
Nope. First round they won pretty easy. Not easy, but I want to say
They
they beat
beat Milwaukee in
yeah, they beat them in like
six.
5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah. So I mean that's still a lot of games, and Denver been off for what, a
Bro,
week and a half.
that's why I said this game might get ugly because they been at home.
Yeah,
But
bro.
there's also a reverse side where they might need to get into the flow of the game where Miami is like,
It's gonna take a quarter at most to get into that Florida game, and Miami gonna be gassed by halftime.
right. So it may balance itself out.
Yeah,
But
they
we'll see.
gotta withstand that early punch from Miami because they're
Right.
gonna come out with energy because they're the underdog. No one expects them to win, so they're gonna come out pride showing. But if Denver can withstand that early punch from Miami, it's good.
Yeah, they're gonna probably have Aaron Gordon on Jimmy. Jimmy gonna have to get him in foul trouble. Because Aaron Gordon is a decent defender. I will give him that. Like
And
he did
he'll get you 9 points, 10 points. He's good at what
or
he
like he did
is,
in game four, get you like 21 and hit threes.
which shouldn't happen.
Pissed me off because I'm like, oh,
Every time he hit a three, I said, "Why is he hitting these threes?"
I'm like, now you want to hit threes?
But I said, "Bro, you've been in the league 10 years. Now all of a sudden you just want to start hitting threes."
And Caldwell Pope pissing me off too because I'm like, bro, when you was with the Lakers,
Where
that
was this when you was with the Lakers?
right
So
once
now you a
every 30
sharpshooter?
games. Yeah, once every 30 games, he'll hit some threes.
I
Now
said, "Oh, now you hitting 4 for 7." Like, come
and tough
on,
ones at
man.
that. Like you step back,
Yeah,
4 point
step back,
play.
bong bong.
Bro,
Okay.
they never gonna piss me off. But I want to give credit where it's due, and I want Murray and Jokic to get theirs. But that team be pissing me off sometimes. I don't know. Michael Porter Jr. He athletic as hell and he can shoot, but something about his demeanor be pissing me off sometimes too. So I don't know. I feel like they got more annoying people on their team than Miami. Like Miami,
Yeah, but
I don't know. It's tough. My Knicks is out. I ain't got no.
I got no horses in the race. It don't matter.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for good basketball, but I think it's gonna be a sweep. But it's whatever.
right. We gonna see. But anyways, anything else you want to hit and win before we take off?
Nah, man, I'm all good. None here. Just hoping to see some good football practice soon.
Yep. Good
You
practice
know,
highlights. Get some.
shout out to Rochester Americans. They hanging on for dear life right now, down 3-1. But hopefully they can claw back in it.
Shout
Then
out.
Eastern Conference Finals of the AHL playoffs. Bandits Saturday, trying to take this championship. So
That's right.
shout out to the local sports teams. And
Yep,
let's
local
just get it.
sports teams and all the other sports. Like I said, until we're down to baseball, unfortunately. So, yes, y'all. Listen, y'all enjoy. Wishing great success for those in the month of June. We got so much going on around our world that I hope everybody is taking care of their mental, taking care of their family, taking care of themselves. Self-care is very, very important as we go into this new season and this new month. So y'all take care of yourselves, man. Of course, stay locked in with us. Subscribe, comment, like, all of that fun stuff. Share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we around. And if y'all ever want to hop on with us, or if y'all ever want us to be a guest on y'all show, feel free to hit up one of us, Z or myself. Our socials are normally located. You can easily find us either on Twitter, Instagram, if you already follow us, YouTube. Our DMs are open. So hit us up. Feel free to tap in every couple of weeks from now until training camp. We got y'all covered. So this is Val.
And your boy Z. We'll catch y'all soon.
Peace out. Take care.